on Better Book Club's Reading Short Story Collections. Lots of book clubs choose to read novels together all the time. And while there are great reasons to do this, there are also some good reasons to give a short story collection a try once in a while. So today I'd like to give you 5 good reasons why your book club should try a short story collection. The first reason for reading a short story collection once in a while with your book club is that it can give you a good break from novels. Novels are really terrific to read together and discuss together, but they also tend to be time consuming, and so sometimes we just get tired and lose our steam. But a short story collection can give you an opportunity to be a little bit more flexible with your reading. So for example, you might choose a story collection and then tell everybody to pick just 1 or 2 stories to read. Then when you come back together in your meeting later, each person can talk about the stories they enjoyed or didn't enjoy, and you may figure out which other stories in the collection that you would like to read for yourself. Or you could obviously assign particular stories to make sure that every story gets covered. But either way, it gives you just a little break, a little bit less to read, and yet the same amount to talk about when you get together. So this is a terrific choice for summer reading or for reading around the holidays when people are either taking a lot of breaks, vacations, or just super busy with other things. Another interesting reason for reading short stories together is that they're a great way to study how writing works. So it can be hard to do this with a novel because novels are so expansive, whereas in a short story, the writing is very compact. Every single word counts, and everything that happens in a short story happens for a reason. So if you're interested in thinking some more and talking some more together about why writers write the way they do, why they make the choices they make, then a short story is actually an excellent way to do that, because the text tends to be more dense, more compact, and also because the plot tends to take a back seat in short stories to other elements of writing, like characterization, for example, or to thinking more about diction, metaphor, literary prose. A short story collection can also be a great introduction to a writer that you may be thinking about reading. So again, you don't have to commit to reading the entire collection, but even just reading a few stories from a short story collection can give you an opportunity to get a feel for a writer, to see whether that writer's prose is something that you're going to enjoy, or their themes or their concerns are something that's of interest to you. So your book club could, for example, choose a short story collection and everyone could read 1 or 2 stories in preparation for thinking about whether you want to undertake a novel by that same writer, particularly if you're thinking about a novel that you know is going to be a big time commitment. That leads kind of logically into my 4th point, which is that a story collection tends to be less of a time commitment, not only because you might not read all of the stories in the collection, but also because short story collections themselves tend to be a little bit shorter, a little bit more compact than a sprawling novel might be. I also love reading story collections because they don't require you to stick with the whole thing at once. So I often have a short story collection on my nightstand next to my bed, and maybe when I finish a novel, I might go read another story from the collection, just like a sort of palate cleanser between novels. So I'll read one story, and then I'll set that book down, and I'll go back and read another novel, and then I'll come back and read another story. So a story collection that's truly a collection and not a novel in stories, a collection that really needs to be read in order and probably all at once as opposed to in a disjointed way like that, gives me an opportunity to just kind of dip in and out. And that's something you could try with your book club as well. You could maybe choose a story collection for the year and say, okay, when you're done with the novel, go in and read another story. And in December, we'll get together and talk about this story collection that we've all been reading throughout the course of the year. Not everyone loves short stories. Some people really prefer to read a novel in which they can be totally immersed in the world that a novel creates. But why not give a story collection a try, particularly with your book club, and see how it goes? Try out some of these suggestions, see what happens, and let us know in the comments below. I'll be coming out with some more videos soon on some of my favorite short story collections in order to give you some suggestions to try with your book club. I'll be back soon with another episode of Better Book Clubs.